Hey, 22, part two. 2022, part two. I saw myself freeze. I was like, whoa, please don't let the network stop. I'm not on Wi Fi specifically because of that. It is difficult to stream using Wi Fi. Business tip number one: when you live stream, try very hard not to use Wi Fi. If you can use your Ethernet, try to stream using Ethernet because I'm telling you, thank you, Mr. Jones, for joining me in the studio. I'm telling you, would you stream live? The if you use if you if you like decide that you're gonna stream and you're using Wi-Fi, all of a sudden you're going to have problems just because you decided to use Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, I don't know why it's doing that. It decided that it was going to cover you up. The that it's going. Oh, it does that. So if I open up the chat so that the chat can be seen. So those of you who are not in the studio with me, please feel free to chat so that I can I'm open up so that I can see your comments on the right. I see that you're there, but until you start communicating with me, I can't really see you. But I'll put that window up there for you so I can see you there. This is our first time. No, I think second time I opened up our network so that we'll go live, and I already like it. The reason that I like it is because this gives us an opportunity to allow more business people to communicate with me and allow Ms. Daniels, that's right, Ms. Daniels, because you very rarely participate. You do it sometimes, but I see you out there today that allows you to participate more freely. And then, so thank you because our AfroEconomics Business Network is about more business people, right, Mr. Jones? More business people networking together and discussing things like this. And like an interesting thing, one of our AfroEconomics members, make sure you go to afroeconomics.com, and I'm going to try to say AfroEconomics throughout this discussion because I want you to go to AfroEconomics at any point during this discussion and the website and join. There's even a free membership level so that, how you doing, Miss Vicky Vaughn? Make sure that you join AfroEconomics. And on the free complimentary membership level, it allows you to take advantage of all the membership opportunities. And this morning, we had our membership meeting, and every Friday morning at 9, we have our members only membership meeting. So even if you do the complimentary level, that on the membership meeting on 9 a.m., we just discuss some, like today I just wanted to talk about the end of the second quarter and talking about moving forward and just give us a time to have open forums. So we ended up talking a lot actually about tithing and church, surprisingly. And that was just because one of the members started talking about a big minister who changed his philosophy on tithing. So they had like a big discussion. I hadn't heard about it, but they wanted to talk about, tithing. So Ms. Vaughn, you like really would have enjoyed that discussion because everybody, had, big opinion on, tithing and should it be mandatory or should it not, and its impact on you financially and how it should or should not be included in your financial plan and things like that. And it was that's what Afroeconomics is all about. And at the core of it, the fifth principle of Afroeconomics is our relationship with God. So definitely, how you doing, Michael Robinson, my husband? Thank you for all of your support. I see you and out there making your comments. Hello, back at you. So and you're in the studio too. Turn your camera on. Look at you. Turn it on.
What's up, Miss Jones? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, my brother. How are you?
Doing excellent. Good to see you. Good to see you today.
Good to be seen. Good to see you.
Yes, sir. You got any plans for the weekend?
One day at a time, bro.
I know that's right.
What about you?
Same here, man. One day at a time.
One day at a time. That's right.
That's right. All right, now.
All right, bro.
We're about to do some major networking in Miami coming up later this month. So that's going to be good. I'm going to make sure I take you all, AfroEconomics with me down there. So that's going to be cool. That's going to be cool. I did that just because I don't know what my mic sometimes does with the echoing and stuff. So this is about business tips for the second half of the part 2 2022. Part 2 2022. What we're going to do going forward, Mr. Wynn, for 2022. I can't even believe that we're in the second half of the year, but we are. What are we going to do, as business owners who are in all of the headlines saying that we're in high inflationary times. The cost of operating our businesses are going up. The cost of things are getting higher and higher. The cost of hiring people. People want to get paid more. People are saying they're not getting paid enough. Businesses are cutting back on so like small businesses need people. Large businesses are cutting back on people. So, there's this huge difference between our experience as, businesses that don't have the challenge. We don't have the challenges of these major corporations that are cutting back on people, Chris. I see you, Chris Williams. And then, as small business owners, our challenge is we want to continue to grow our businesses, keep our people, and increase our wages and pay to our people. How do you continue to, keep your confidence in your staff as they see the confidence all around them going down? Like, how do people, as business owner, how do we keep our staff confidence and our customers confidence when they read the headlines of major companies cutting their staff? And I know as a financial advisor that businesses cut their staff as a positive financial strategy of increasing their earnings, as a way to actually help the profits of the company. So, actually, we can see that cutting back on staff can be seen as a positive move for a company, because after cutting back on the staff, you can see a positive earnings growth for in many situations if the company is well managed and they can actually increase the profits and earnings of the company moving forward after cutting back on some of the people that really weren't contributing to the bottom line. unfortunately. So they're able to really increase the confidence of the shareholders. So they reduce their payroll, but increase their profits. So there are some things that actually could be positive, in the slowing down of the hiring for major companies that you don't see as individual people when you're thinking that, oh, they're not hiring as many people out there, that you're thinking as an individual, but as a corporate investor, it actually can be seen as a positive thing. But as a small business owner, you have to look at it as, oh, that's what they're doing, but is that really, is that impacting me? Like, am I in a position, do I need to be cutting back people? Maybe not. You still need to focus on your specific business needs. Huge corporate needs have, in many situations, absolutely nothing to do with our small business needs. And that's what we need to actually address as small business owners. When we notice that in the pandemic, a lot of the small business needs were not addressed. The government is not familiar with what is required to successfully run a small business. So I often see the government running small business programs by people who have never run a small business. And generally, they never get small businesses involved in the assistance that is needed for small businesses. So they constantly have people in front of small businesses that know nothing about small business. So one of my clients was telling me about a small business class that she was in the other day, and it was run by a government program, and the person running it was basically fussing the small business people out or being condescending, telling them how they need to kind of get themselves together because there's not going to be any more of those checks coming out to y'all. But what's interesting to me is that all of the checks that were coming from the government was coming from these entities that were funded by the government that was paying these entities to get the money to the small businesses who were being nice to all the small businesses at that time. They were being all nice to us and giving us mad respect at that time. But now, there's no respect to us. We need to get ourselves together. Y'all need to figure it out. You can do this thing. Where it's now at this point, we need to figure out that there is no way someone who has never lived your life experience can understand what you're going through. If a person has never had a business, how could they tell you how to run a business? How could they? Only thing that they can tell you is what forms you need to fill out in order to apply for something that is issued by their agency. That's it. But as far as it goes with your product that you know, your customer that you know, the people that you serve, you're the expert with what you do. And what we need to accept and take responsibility for is that you are the expert at your business, and become more comfortable with the responsibility that God has given you for your customer and for your continued success and increase in skill that is required to get your business to the next level. It is not outside of your firm. It is not outside of your firm. Your business, you are the expert at what you do. You are the expert at what you do. They are responsible for sharing the information that they provide. That's it. That's it. You go, you get the information from them of what they provide, and they should give it to you thoroughly. But as far as trying to tell you on what is your how to run your business, they can't do it. They can't do it because they have no idea the tenacity and the sacrifice and the tirelessness that it requires in order and the discipline to be the person that you are. It's just entrepreneurs are different human beings. And we keep thinking that you are the same. Like we keep thinking that we're average human beings. So we keep thinking that we're going to have a normal average life experience and that things are going to go like average ways and that people are going to treat us in an average way and it's going to work out that way. It's not. If I could tell you about the things that I've been through, the recessions and depressions and disappointments and steps on and step overs and step asides and push arounds, that I've been through, you would cry. But it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change anything. Nobody cares at all about you being black or female when it comes down to it. The only reason that I'm still in business after all of these years, I started my firm in 1995, is because I follow every rule that they set out for me. Every single rule that is set out for me. And in my business, I'm an investment advisor. JB Bryan Financial Group is a registered investment advisory firm, and they create rules every single day. I am monitored every single moment of my life. This discussion right now is being monitored and recorded. Everything is monitored. I'm regulated. All of it. I have to follow every rule. And you will hear me sometime and I'll say, I can't tell you that. I can't give you that specific. When I meet with you, I could give you that specific advice on that particular investment, but I can't do that. I follow the rules. That's like, I'm the expert in what I do. I can't, go out and ask someone, somebody else about that on my industry. You know what you do. So if I meet someone and they want advice and they're a plumber, I can help them on financial services, but they're a plumber. They know how to fix the plumbing. I don't know about that. You're the plumber. You're the expert at that. Mr. Jones in the studio, he's the writer. He's the expert at that. He knows writing. But I know his investments. Right? Ms. Vaughn said, God has a plan for everyone, and it's yours, no one else's. That's right. God has a plan. But we have to be determined to keep it flowing. To keep it flowing, because if we give up on that plan, if we give up and don't turn the page, then it's over. And so many people won't turn the page. Like some people, they get to the bottom of the page and they go, well, it's the end of the page. It's the end of the page. Well, just turn it over and start writing again. That's it. It doesn't have to be the end. It doesn't have to be the end. It doesn't have to be the end until you say it's the end. Yes. Chris said that people don't have enough customer service reps. Greetings back at you, Miss Davis from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Yes, indeed. Well, then, Chris, it means that you should start a customer service firm. You should start a company that focuses on customer service. I thought about that before I got in financial services. I actually was thinking about actually training people in customer service. I wanted to set up a company that trains people in customer service, and because it's so true. I just wanted to be a trainer to train people. I just love service. I love customer service, and people don't like service. Can you feel that, Mr. Jones? Just a service company, so customer service training company.
I think it's a great idea because now when you call for customer service, you're getting a bot.
True.
So yeah, I think it's about
Somebody need to train the robot. I know. I have to train the robot. The robot get rude too. Even the one that you type in, the robot's like, I don't understand that question.
the chatbot.
I cannot answer that question. What can you do, robot? What can you do, robot? I can't answer that question. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. That robot is not trained at all. But you're right. You're right. I don't know how it came to that. You can't even talk to anybody anymore.
Even when you go to grocery stores now, they have all these self-checkout lines so that they don't have to pay the cashier.
You're true. You're true. You're right. If I had started the customer service business, my people would be downsized, wouldn't they? Because they'd be like, we don't hire people for customer service anymore. We don't need those people. Just now in financial services, everything is moving over to, they don't want financial advisors anymore. They want robots to do my financial service job. They want my portfolios. In the future, my portfolios will be in the system. You will say, this is my future. All of my portfolios will be available to you. And it will say AfroEconomics Aggressive, AfroEconomics Growth, AfroEconomics Growth and Income, AfroEconomics, so say your portfolio, Mr. Jones, is AfroEconomics Aggressive. You would have come into the computer, did my risk analysis. It would have said, Mr. Jones, you are AfroEconomics Aggressive Growth. Enter your money here. And your money would have gone into that portfolio. You would have never talked to me. That's the future.
That's now.
True. That's true. At some firms, that's now. You're right. That's true. And I don't think that a lot of people, realize that and those machines charge more than me. You know what I'm saying? As an individual, the machines are making more money than people. So as entrepreneurs, one tip for the future is we have to get automated. Come on, y'all. We have to get automated. We have to be thinking about what is our future. You have to be talking to me about the future of your business. You have to be in a discussion with and with me about where am I going with my business? What's the future of my business? Where, have someone, that you're talking to, and not just somewhat like, how can I say to you, but I'm going to say it to you. You're talking to someone who just started a business about the future of your business. If they, I mean, why are you doing this? So you're paying all this money to a coach who just got in business last year. They never had a business. They're just a coach. Talk to a business owner about owning a business if you can. But that's what I am. But that's what I do. And that's what's so amazing about AfroEconomics, because while I'm doing this, do it. The only reason I'm doing this is because I want you to have a chance to do something I could not do. Because when I started my business, I was like, I want to talk to somebody. Where's a mentor? Who can I talk to? Seriously, Mr. Jones, if we didn't know each other, who would you talk to about the stuff we talk to? You know what I'm saying? Who would we talk to?
JB, I'm so happy I met you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who we talk to? Like, we have to like hire some random attorney to talk randomly $2,000-3,000 about, and you'd be like, oh, wait a minute. I have another question. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, wait a minute. Oh my God. Oh my God! And then if you forgot one of the questions, you have to call back and pay another couple of thousand. Oh, wow! Oh, there's one more question. And you're like, okay, I'll send you another invoice. Come on! And they never had a business. I know my husband is like, calm down. Michael's like, she's calm down. Exactly. That's why he's not on camera. Michael's like, I said, Michael, I can't calm down. You're the calm one. I'm not calm. He said, well, you can be like somewhere in between. No, I can't. I'm very passionate about this. Let my people go. Exactly. If I don't save you, who will? Who will save you? But I really am passionate about this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just sit there and I think about us. Like, you know what I mean? What are we doing? Like, I don't know. I know I'm not going to live forever. But for as long as I can, I'm here to help. Like, and do as much as I can. And I'm going to do these on Fridays as long as I can. But sometimes it's just so frustrating when you really want to make a difference and it's like it doesn't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like Martin Luther King sometimes. And he's just like, it's like, what in the world? It's like, you know what I'm saying? He probably had like the bus boycott and then people were still getting on the bus. You know what I mean? You imagine like how he felt. It's like, look, do you realize we said don't ride the bus? Don't get on the bus. And they're still getting on the bus. Don't get on the bus. Or I feel like Harriet Tubman when Harriet's like, okay, we're leaving the night. We're leaving the night by the tree over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can be free. And then it's like, they're like, no, I'm not fine. I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? So I just really am passionate about empowerment, that get the knowledge, get access to, if you believe in something, if you have something that you want to do for your business and it's important to you, don't not do it because you think you cannot afford to do it. Like, there's ways that you can do things. Like, I remember the first time I did a website. The first time I did it, you know what I mean? A website was like $10,000. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's substantially less if you call Mr. Jones and you can do a website. You know what I'm saying? It's substantially less. But you get, but back in the day, you know what I'm saying? You didn't know any better. How much it cost? How much did it cost when you first bought a computer? 10,000? You didn't know. No, you didn't know. Computers.
My first computer was $900.
Stop. You got yours late. But like the first microwave was like thousands of dollars. Remember that? Like they were and they were like huge. But things but immediately like things start changing. So sometimes like there's somebody who tried to buy a microwave when they first came out, and they never bought a microwave, whatever. Nobody should have a microwave now. Do not eat microwave food. You better not be microwaving, Mr. Jones. Don't microwave food. You don't microwave, do you?
Not at all. I don't even own microwave.
Good. Don't microwave. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like things change and we progress, so that's why we should be communicating and talking and finding out, right? Like Ms. Daniels said, blind leading the blind. Exactly. And she said Chick-fil-A has the best customer service. Exactly. But the only reason that they have that perception is because of a few key things that they do that others don't do. I'll say this, a few key things that they require that others don't require. Correct? Like, thank you and have a nice day, or you know what I'm saying? Welcome to Chick-fil-A, and you know what I'm saying? They require that of their employees that others don't require. If you don't require it, then you won't have it. Like I had an employee one time, and she snapped on a lady that called into the office, and the lady told me what she said, and she got fired. And nobody has ever snapped on anybody in my office ever again. And nobody will ever tell you that anybody has ever snapped on anybody at JB Bryan Financial Group. My firm will go down in history that nobody's ever snapped. She said, what? She said, blah, 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 blah. I think it was somebody from a temp service or something. I said, you are no longer needed here. You can permanently not come back. You can return to your temporary temp service. But you have to, going forward, if you have, for the rest of this year, we're talking about part 2 of 2022, set a standard for your business and stick to it. Like, this is what my company, like Chick-fil-A, does not allow them to say, yo, what you want? And the other companies that do let them say, yo, what you want? That's what you get. That's what they get. If they, like, what you, and don't say, some places don't say anything at all. You just roll up. And then you tell the manager, nobody said hi to me. Oh, I'm sorry, what you want? The manager does it. I was talking to this credit union the other day, and I said, oh my goodness, your coworker just like hung up on me because I was explaining what I was doing for the customer and blah, 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 blah. She said, oh, I apologize for that customer. What you want? I said, but so and so, and then she blocked me. So I couldn't call back on my office line. I had to call from my cell phone. What you want? A credit union. I was like, oh my. Obviously not trained by Chick-fil-A. I was like, this is so disappointing. I was like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And the lady was like so mad at me. Hold on. So someone else picked up. Another black lady, and I said, what are we going to do? What are we going to do if black people don't take care of black people? Then what are black people going to do? And she was so upset. I was upset, like just upset. Like you can't actually expect me to answer something concerning Black Lives Matter. Black lives only matter when you make it something that white people have to be concerned about. Isn't that sad? No, we're going to talk about this from a black business perspective. Black lives matter at black businesses too. Because I got a text today, and this lady was talking about black businesses exploiting black people. And I was like, wow, is that how people see black businesses? And she was basically saying that black hairdressers charge too much, and black nail technicians charge too much. And I haven't found that to be true. I haven't found that experience, but this is like going all over social media and everything. But I haven't found that to be true. But, how do we shut that down? How do we shut that down? By us committing to the second half of when something like that gets on social media, we delete it. We don't continue to share it. As black business owners, you see something like that, you take it down, you delete it. And you make sure that it's not true as a black business owner, that you are not. You are not. But also, we have to also make sure that you share the point that sometimes if you have a black business and you're comparing it to a business that does not have the same guidelines, like in this one, they were comparing it to a business that may not have to have the same guidelines of a black business. Like if it's a business and it may be run by immigrants that may not have the same guidelines immediately that the black business has. Sometimes you may have a situation where someone that starts a business from another country can come into America and not have their business up to code. So they can charge less for a few months or even years until they have to meet the regulations that a black business has to meet. Where a black business, American business, will immediately have to have all of the regulations, licenses, taxes, and codes of the country and state and Fed. So sometimes, say, the black business might be charging more than a competing business that might be from immigrants, and you're comparing the black business to a business run by immigrants, but they might not have the same expenses. So it's not really fair if the black business is charging more. You might not know all of the details. You really might not. So it's not that the black business is trying to rob you. It's just that the black business has more expenses than the other business that might not be up to code. And this does happen. But eventually, you'll find that the marketplace makes everybody have to be about the same pricing eventually. Exactly. And Ms. Daniels said, if one black business does something wrong, why do we lump all black businesses into the same bag? That is so true. Like, because the part I was saying about social media was saying that black salon this, and then it was saying, the other salon that, like, and then black salon this, the other salon that yeah, it's not, fair because and because I was saying that I didn't find that to be true because that I didn't find like different in the prices like that. I found that the different cultures and salons charging that are run correctly are charging basically the same prices because they have about the same expenses. But you could go to different places and get something different, and they're going to have different prices. Like if you go and you get 2 braids and you go somewhere else and you get 100 braids, it's going to cost different prices. So to post the price of 100 braids prices compared to 2 braids, you're misleading. And you're right. So you're making the black business look bad because you're comparing the black business 100 braids to another business 2 braids. So it is. It's not. It's not fair. And we shouldn't be competing with each other like that. Why do we have to compete? Why do we have to compete cultures like that? So when we're all sisters and brothers, really, generally, literally, people of color are going through so many of the same challenges. And if you stay in this country long enough, your experience is going to be so much like the black experience eventually that everyone will regret ever looking down on a black person. And I think that a lot of times people from other countries like look at the black experience and they think, oh, these black people, oh, they have so much opportunity. I just don't get it, but it's, you have to live my life to fully understand me. You got to walk in my shoes to know what it's really like, and I think that is for everybody. And, so you can't really know entrepreneurship. And I say that again, until you are an entrepreneur. And I do think that we, as the AfroEconomics Business Network is important because our community, our black community, has not had enough partnershiping with each other as entrepreneurs. Like we don't have a lot of family support as entrepreneurs. Like we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs in the family. So because we don't have a lot of entrepreneurs in the family, we need the network. We need to have each other. We need to talk to each other about how do we cut these expenses on these things? How do I save money on this stuff I'm gotta buy? Who should I talk to about these tax challenges? How do I, get these things organized? How can I effectively manage these properties that I have out there? How do I prepare my corporate taxes? How do I, should I have a LLC or an S corp, or should I just do it as, a sole proprietorship? Who do I, how do I handle this divorce? And am I, what are we going to do about the business? And how do I, you need the network. You need to have a relationship with a long-term entrepreneur like myself, because you deserve to have someone to talk to about all of the experiences that I've had. It's different when you read it in a book, but when I can tell you, oh, when that happened, this is what I did. When that happened, this is what I do. When I did blah, blah, blah. I have been in business since 1995. I've been doing financial services, since 1992. Do you know how many business owners I have served and how long I've been doing business? So you have so much of a reference manual in my head that you get, you know what I mean? You get access to in addition to one another. So that's why we do this each Friday. That's why, so this week was just to say that we got to continue to move forward this, through the rest of this year. And that for Fridays at noon, instead of just doing this privately in our group Zoom box, we're going to start doing this openly. And usually, I know y'all are in the YouTube, but y'all come back into the studio and, Chris and Ms. Daniels and, y'all, come back into the studio if you want to, ask the questions and give feedback. And, but each week is going to be a different topic. We're going to continue to do it the way we were. But I want to make sure that we're helping more business owners get excited about their business. So share this on your social media. This is on LinkedIn. This is on Facebook. This is on, I don't know, everything. Everything. 2 things on Facebook and YouTube. And, so just, share it on, everything. And I like the YouTube is probably the most, convenient thing to share. And you can just watch it on your phone or whatever you have and not have to worry about logging into the other stuff. And thank you, Ms. Davis. Carl Nelson is having AfroEconomics with JB Bryan back on Tuesday morning. Yep. And I'm gonna tell him Kenneth Jones has to come with me from DC. Look, soon they're gonna think we come as a team, right? Kenneth Jones.
I am so upset that they changed his time slot. But I like I was listening to Warren Ballantyne. He's pretty good though.
You just switched on them just that quick, right?
No, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Carl comes on at 6 in the morning.
But that's okay. I mean, Warren's all right.
He's pretty good though. He's pretty good.
That's good. Look, I'm gonna put Kenneth out of my studio because you see how quick he switched on Carl. He'll do that to me. I think you'll do that to me. You're gone.
I will enjoy you like that.
Look at the Miss Daniels. I agree with you, Mr. Joe. Whatever.
So
Lord.
Now I know. You're the hater.
I'm with Carl. I'm with you, Carl. I was like, look, Carl's so sweet. He'd be like, yeah, Warren's a good guy. He's a good guy. Sorry. It's Warren. That's right, Warren. Warren will have me on too. Different times. They're not competing, right? Warren. That's right, Warren. Up with Warren. That's right. You also tell Warren, you should have JB on. Exactly. Well, I hope if you ever have any questions or y'all have ever like a suggestion on the topic or ever have any questions for Mr. Jones. Definitely if you ever have any topics that we should talk about in the business network, definitely don't forget to sign up for I also was mentioning about patience is going to be key for 2022 as we're progressing through that all of this like just unexpected turbulence, if we could call it unexpected, because we should, as you're recovering from, wow, such a health, crisis, we've really done well. If you think about it, like, we're still standing. So we're blessed. And we're, as business owners, we really should just be so thankful that we're still in business and we're still here. We just need to be creative, continue to be creative, continue to persevere, continue to, just partner and get involved. I think that networking and participating in things like AfroEconomics are more important than ever during times such as these, because meeting people and having your business name out there and your services in new circles is vital. I mean, it's opportunities to network. You are priceless, and there's just I can't even explain. I just we know it's important, and I just think that we've just become too hidden, and we just are comfortable. But as business owners, we have to get comfortable and stay comfortable being uncomfortable. I'm gonna repeat that. We have to get comfortable and stay comfortable being uncomfortable. Stay in a state of being uncomfortable and get comfortable with it. That it's okay to be uncomfortable. I was like the other night, Wednesday night, I was like, we don't stop because we're, tired. We have to stop because we're done. And then last night, I got so tired, I actually fell asleep. I was so mad because I wasn't done. And I was like, I fell victim of my own saying. How did I fall asleep? I was like, do not fall asleep. I should not have laid down. I said, do not fall asleep. You have to send out that email. I had to send out the email about the meeting. And I fell asleep. So I woke up. I always wake up at 4 o'clock, but I woke up like 10 minutes before 4. And I sent it out this morning. But I really wanted to send it out last night for our members only. I was like, I just said, you don't stop because you're tired. You stop because you're done. I should not have stopped. I should not have laid down. So stay true to that. Don't stop. Don't stop because you're tired. Don't lay down. Just keep moving. Don't stop till you're done. We just got to keep doing it. Don't. Persevere. Persevere. Like, just make the list. I should have written it down. This is the list. This is the last thing. Push that button. All I had to do was push the button. All I had to do was push that button. You're like, JB, it's no big deal. But it is. It is to me. Everything worked out fine. Yeah, but I'll still think about it. But we got, you know what I mean? Hold yourself accountable. Because as business owners, we are the boss. If I worked for somebody, it would be a really big deal. So I hold myself accountable like that. Because all my clients are my boss. So I do have a boss. It's just have more bosses than most people. Make it a great weekend, y'all. Thank you so much for sharing your Friday at noon with me. We're right there at 12:59. Thank you for that hour with me. And I hope that the next half of this year is as fabulous and more fabulous than the first half of 2022. I'm JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, the home of AfroEconomics, a registered investment advisory firm. My number is 1-844-JB-BRYAN, jbbryan.com. You stay blessed as well, Ms. Daniels. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are great. Fantastic.